This is really an amazing work of engineering. There's just never been an electric motor like this.
Elon Musk's new Tesla EV motor is doing things that powertrain engineers swore were off the table. A rotor spinning past 20,000 revolutions per minute without braking.
I mean, you can pick this motor up with your hands, and it can accelerate a 2-ton car to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds.
A 2-ton car hitting 60 miles per hour in about 2 seconds. Almost no extra cooling and full range kept intact. So how does one small drive unit ignore the rules that everyone else treats as law? That is exactly what teardown crews in Detroit set out to crack, and what they found scared the rest of the industry more than the motor itself. Stick around, because this gets stranger fast. Engineers froze when this motor hit 20,000 RPM. A small electric motor sat on a workbench in a Detroit workshop, and the men around it could not stop staring. The drive unit had been pulled from a production Tesla, not a prototype, not a concept, not some hand-built show car from a press event. A regular customer car driven on regular roads by a regular person who probably had no idea what was bolted under the floor. And the number glowing on the monitor did not match anything on the public spec sheets. It did not match what rival engineers had been told was even possible inside a car you can actually buy. The rotor was spinning past 20,000 revolutions per minute. That kind of speed belongs in specialized industrial machinery, the sort of equipment that lives behind safety cages in factories. Not in a sedan a parent might use for school pickup. At that speed, the forces inside a motor try to rip the spinning core apart from the inside out. Most consumer motors give up long before they get anywhere close. This one did not give up. It held. And the word that kept showing up in the teardown notes was not difficult, or expensive, or cutting edge. The word was impossible. The crew running the teardown was led by Sandy Munro, a veteran engineer whose team has pulled apart dozens of cars on camera, from Ford pickups to Chinese electric sedans. These are people who stay calm. They measure, they log, they move on to the next part. This time, they could not move on. Here is the part that everyone misses. The motor runs a single gear from a standstill all the way up to roughly 200 miles per hour. No multi-speed gearbox shuffling through ratios. One gear. The spinning core moves so fast that the centrifugal force alone wants to push the rotor outward and pull it apart. On top of that, the car it powers carries one of the lowest drag numbers ever measured on a production vehicle, which means it slips through the air with almost no fight. Speed, range, and efficiency all stacked into one quiet box. This is a key detail, because for more than 10 years the world's biggest car makers had been locked in an intense race over what would replace gasoline. Billions of dollars poured into electric vehicle projects. Whole armies of engineers were hired. Battery factories rose across 3 continents. Governments rewrote environmental policy almost overnight. Startups popped up every month swearing they had finally cracked the code that would beat Tesla once and for all. Inside boardrooms in Detroit, Tokyo, and Germany, slide decks ballooned with 5-year roadmaps. Press releases promised the end of Tesla's reign with each new launch. Toyota engineers talked openly about catching up. Volkswagen set internal targets to pass Tesla in volume. Ford bet the future of its truck division on the F-150 Lightning. General Motors poured cash into its Ultium battery platform. The legacy giants had spent generations mastering scale. Surely the thinking went, scale would crush the upstart from California. For a while, the gap really did look like it was closing. Electric cars from Ford, General Motors, and a wave of Chinese rivals got sharper, faster, and cheaper. Charging stations spread across highways and shopping centers. Analysts on financial television openly predicted Tesla had peaked, that the legacy giants were about to swallow the company whole, and that the crown was about to change hands forever. Then the measurement happened, and that was just the beginning. The rotor the team was studying did not line up with any public number. It did not line up with what competing engineers had been promised was physically doable inside a consumer vehicle. The motor sat there, small and quiet, and somehow made the last 10 years of competitive strategy look out of date. The rivals had been sprinting toward a finish line Tesla had quietly already moved. The rotor was only the first thing they pulled out of that motor. Carbon fiber did something nobody believed was possible. Here is the part the public almost never hears about electric cars. The laws of physics are very hard to beat. For years, car makers around the world believed they were stuck with one painful compromise. An electric car could be fast and powerful, or it could be efficient and travel a long way on a single charge. Both at once was treated like a fairy tale. But here's the catch. High-performance electric cars ran hot. They wasted energy. They needed huge cooling systems just to survive a few hard laps on a track. The efficient ones felt slow and lifeless. Engineers across the whole industry accepted the trade-off as a fixed law. Physics, they said, had drawn the line. Tesla refused to believe the line was real. If you want to see how that line got erased, stick around and hit subscribe, because the rotor was only the first layer. The deeper this goes, the harder it gets to believe what the rest of the industry is quietly hiding from its own shareholders. At the center of the discovery sat something that looked almost too simple: a rotor wrapped in carbon fiber. Inside every electric motor, the rotor spins. The faster it spins, the more violently the forces inside try to tear it apart. Tesla solved that by wrapping the rotor in carbon fiber, a material famous for being incredibly strong and shockingly light. The wrap acted like armor. The rotor held together under stress that should have torn it apart. To put the speed in plain terms, 20,000 revolutions per minute means the rotor spins more than 300 times every single second. At that rate, the metal inside a normal motor would start to stretch and warp from the force alone. Carbon fiber is stiffer and lighter than steel, so the wrap holds the rotor in shape like a tight band around a spinning top. The result is a motor that stays cool, stays balanced, and keeps almost all of its energy pointed at the wheels. The crazy part is what came after the speed. It was the stability. The carbon fiber wrap crushed the vibration. The rotor stayed balanced even at extreme RPM. That calm sharpened the motor's magnetic performance, which meant more of the battery's energy turned into actual motion instead of being lost as heat. Compact, light, less cooling than rival systems. Massive instant torque, long range kept intact. Every trade-off the industry had sworn was permanent was getting broken all at once. The world first felt it in the Tesla Model S Plaid. 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds, quicker than exotic supercars worth millions. And it was still a comfy luxury sedan that could carry a whole family a few hundred miles between charges. A senior Ford engineer reportedly stared at the Plaid's published acceleration figure and asked his team if the number was a typo. It was not a typo. But then everything changed for the people doing the teardown, because the rotor was just the start. The stator windings were arranged in a pattern that boosted magnetic efficiency in ways most consumer motors never even tried. The cooling channels were carved straight into the housing with a precision that hinted at a brand new way of making the part. The bearings were built for stresses bigger than anything in a comparable car. Every hour the team worked, the list of things rivals would have to solve got longer. Sandy Munro reportedly told viewers that copying this motor would take competitors years, not months. Years, and during those years, Tesla would not be sitting still. The same team was already, by every signal, deep into the next design. The teardown crews had not yet looked at what Tesla did to the price. $1,000 just wrecked the competition. To understand why that price mattered so much, you have to back up to a moment when Tesla looked like it was losing ground fast. For years, the Cybertruck had been sold to the world as the future of transportation. When Elon Musk first pulled the sheet off the stainless steel pickup, it grabbed global attention overnight. Sharp edges, an armor glass demo that went sideways on stage, wild performance promises. Millions watched. Fans and investors swore the truck would shatter the pickup market on contact. The truck shipped. The market did not shatter. Sales reportedly came in far below internal hopes. There are still many rumors in the air, but what many can confirm is that a striking share of Cybertruck registrations during one quarter came from companies tied to Musk himself. SpaceX, XAI, other Musk-linked ventures. Analysts claimed nearly 1 out of every 5 Cybertrucks registered in that window may have gone to organizations inside Musk's own orbit rather than to outside buyers. Looking back, that was the red flag that made Wall Street nervous. Quality worries and recall reports chewed at trust. Talking heads spent entire television segments picking apart Tesla's delivery numbers. The stock dropped, then dropped again. Competitors sensed weakness and sped up their own programs. Musk, true to form, did not slow down. He kept pushing toward artificial intelligence, robotics, and self-driving robotaxis. The signal was loud. Tesla was no longer betting its future on selling more pickups. It was betting on something the rest of the industry had not spotted yet. That something was sitting on the teardown bench. And the real kicker is the cost target hiding inside it. Plenty of companies can build one jaw-dropping prototype. The history of the auto industry is full of gorgeous concept cars that failed on the production line. Building one amazing vehicle is hard. Building millions of them year after year at a price normal people can actually pay while still making a profit is a completely different problem. Tesla figured that out earlier than anyone. While rivals chased flashy launch events, Tesla spent years quietly grinding through production hardship. Tent assembly lines outside the Fremont plant. Musk reportedly sleeping on the factory floor next to the line. Those rough years are now paying back interest the rest of the industry cannot match. Then Tesla revealed its next-generation drive units are being designed for something scarier to rivals than raw speed. They are being built to be cheap to make. The target number, once it leaked, sent a second shockwave through the teardown community. Tesla wants entire drive systems, motors, electronics, and gearboxes to cost roughly $1,000 to produce. Sandy Munro reportedly laughed at that figure. Not because it was funny, because competing systems cost 3 to 5 times that much to build. Nobody saw this coming, and rival executives had spent the previous decade telling shareholders those costs simply could not fall any further. Little did they know the same team that rewrote motor performance was now rewriting motor cost in the very same generation. Tesla is working to pull rare earth materials out of its motors, cutting its dependence on supply chains tied tightly to China. It is redesigning electronics to use less costly silicon carbide without losing efficiency. Each cut feeds the next. Lower cost lets Tesla lower the price. Lower price pulls in more buyers. More buyers raise volume. Higher volume sharpens manufacturing. Sharper manufacturing cuts cost again. The cycle tightens every quarter. Inside rival automakers, the squeeze even has a nickname. Insiders call it compounding pressure. Match Tesla's price and watch your profit margins vanish. Hold your margins and watch your customers walk away. Either road leads to less money for the next round of research, which means a bigger gap by the next product cycle. The damage is already showing. Ford reportedly lost staggering sums on its electric division even after launching the Mustang Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning. Lucid built gorgeous luxury sedans and spent cash at a frightening pace. Rivian pulled in huge investment and still could not get production costs down fast enough. General Motors and Volkswagen pushed flagship programs into delay after delay. In Germany, Mercedes engineers reportedly studied Tesla's cost path and quietly started asking which slices of the market they might have to give up. Only BYD in China looked able to match Tesla on scale, and BYD's edge was almost all about being affordable. Tesla was chasing something bigger. The cost was only the second impossible thing on the list. What most people don't realize is that Tesla was never really a car company. The car is just the part you can see. The real strength is the system underneath it. Start with data. Every Tesla on the road is constantly gathering driving information. Every mile teaches the company more about road conditions, driver habits, and the strange one-off moments that wreck weaker self-driving systems. A Tesla rolling through a sudden downpour in Houston is, in that moment, teaching the whole fleet how the cars behave in heavy rain. A Tesla braking hard for someone stepping off a curb in Berlin is adding one more data point to a model that will soon run on every Tesla on Earth. So drop it down in the comments. Can any company on Earth still beat Tesla? Or did the electric car race end the moment that Rotor hit 20,000 revolutions per minute and refused to brake? Tap like and subscribe for the next teardown breakdown.